All right, Joe Rogan. I'm calling you out.
Zach is back with another attack, and you can count on that. Well, I know he's ugly and he's fat, but hit subscribe and we'll work on that. Cause now it's time for my own show with Zach to the future, yo.
If you're in a war,
Right.
and your cellular device goes down, it's like you can't plug it in and charge it. It has to like happen quick, right?
Right.
So like they have that, in my opinion. They just don't give it to us.
All that stuff, I can see your argument because you're in a war. They might have better batteries like that the military develops or
Right.
some new kind of battery.
Mm-hmm.
That's possible. But there's so much money in batteries.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's so much money. If they had a better way of doing it,
Right.
like if Samsung came out with a phone
Right.
that charged 100% in 30 seconds,
Mm-hmm.
and Apple would have to figure out how to compete with that.
Right.
They would have that out.
Right.
They wouldn't hold on to that.
I think
no one would hold on to that because that would just dominate
too
the
powerful,
market.
right?
It would dominate the market.
Yeah,
But
it's too powerful.
But that happens. That's what always happens.
Yeah.
That's how Blockbuster's out of business.
Right.
You know?
Right.
That's why there's no more Tower Records. Mm-hmm. All that
It's
shit
true.
happened in our lifetime.
Yeah, for sure. Like 100%. Music isn't even physical.
Right.
Like, and I make music and it's not real.
Right. It's a sound.
Yeah, it's a sound. And fuck, you know? I don't know.
That is a crazy way to look at music. Mm-hmm. What is this? The R17 Pro, which is the company's latest, is the fastest charging smartphone in the world. It advertises that 35 minutes is all it takes to entirely fill up a dead battery.
That was 7 months ago, so
So it's probably faster
they
now.
got something like that for sure.
35 minutes. So what do you think they can do like for a full battery?
I would say that there's probably 100 cell phones out there that can charge in 5 minutes. There's not a million
Right.
because they can't source that much.
Wait a minute, charge more than this can?
Okay, so here's the thing. Technology is at a point where it's going to continue to get better and better. And even if they had phones that could charge in 5 minutes, even if they had 100 phones that could charge in 5 minutes, they wouldn't release that all at once. The problem is that they need to make technology better every year, or else you're not going to buy it. If Samsung had technology to where your battery could be charged in 30 seconds, they would release that tomorrow, Joe Rogan? You really think that? I know that seems like it makes sense at first, but it really doesn't, because if they did that, then next year, you would expect them to release a phone that charges in 20 seconds. And then you would expect them to release a phone that charges in 10 seconds. And you just don't have enough room to go from there. If Samsung had a phone that could charge in 30 seconds, they would release a phone that can charge in 4 minutes if there's 100 phones that can charge in 5 minutes, which that's debatable. And whether or not that's even good for the battery itself is even more debatable. Apple definitely believes that it's best for the batteries to be charged slowly, and I mean, science kind of says that it's best for these batteries to be charged slowly and to be charged regularly all the way up after being charged all the way down, instead of plugging it in and 30 seconds later having to be charged all the way no matter what percent it's at. That's not good. That's going to cause phones to explode. Maybe in the military they should do something like that, but as far as consumer technology, we're just not ready for that. And no intelligent company, Samsung and Apple, would never do that, because then they have to improve that, which they just can't do or won't do. I mean, Samsung, if they had a phone that could charge in 30 seconds, like I said, they would release the phone that charges in 4 minutes so that it's better than the best thing on the market. But then next year they could release one that charges in 3 minutes and 30 seconds. And then the next year they could release one that charges in 3 minutes, and you get the point. You know, it's going to continue to go down, but it's not like they would release that tomorrow if that technology were readily available. They just wouldn't. Apple wouldn't be able to beat Samsung at that, but at the same time, Samsung would also have phones exploding, and it wouldn't be tested to the right level, that it would be safe for everyone. And I don't think people really need that. We already have a problem in this country where people are addicted to their smartphones. People are constantly using it. The only saving grace from that is that these batteries suck. Especially Apple's batteries. That's my biggest gripe about iPhones, that their battery life just isn't long enough. Samsung phones tend to have a better battery, and I like that, but even with the fast charging on these phones, it's okay to have a little bit of a break every now and then. Plus, people just plug their phones in all night long. If your phone charged in 30 seconds, well, I mean, that would solve the problem because you wouldn't have to charge it all night long. You'd charge it for 30 seconds and then unplug it. But the people who forgot to unplug it would definitely have issues with their batteries being overcharged, their phones overheating. You know, it's just not made for that kind of energy to be going into it. And lithium-ion batteries probably will never be that way. We may come out with some kind of new technology that can do that, but at this point in time, it's just not feasible. And even if it was, it's not something that would be released immediately. It would be slowly rolled out and gradually improved until it was something that was very safe, very improvable, and allowed Samsung or Apple or whoever to do it in the best way possible. So, Joe Rogan, you gotta understand, while as this would be super nice, that's just not the way that the world works. In a way that you might understand better if there was a new fighting technique, they wouldn't show everyone that. They would work on it until they could do it best themselves, and they would work on it until it was at a point where it was safe for them, and they knew that, and it was as good as possible, you know? You don't come out of the gate with everything. That's not how it works in fighting. That's not how it works in technology. That's not how it works in anything. I mean, in podcasts, you can come out with everything, but then you'll even get burnt out. I mean, it just isn't ideal and isn't the way that this world works. So hopefully you guys agree with me. Let me know down in the comments if you completely disagree. But subscribe if you completely agree with me, because I think Joe Rogan and Wiz Khalifa is just wrong here. Maybe they smoked some weed beforehand. Wiz Khalifa probably got Joe Rogan some of that good stuff, and Joe Rogan just doesn't know what he's talking about because of that. So let me know if I'm right. Maybe I'm getting the wrong idea here. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Joe Rogan, good job 99.9% of the time, but this is the 0.1 that I gotta call you out because you're not thinking about this in the right way, I don't think. So, anyways, guys, thanks for watching today. I'm Zach. Don't you do crack unless your phone charges in 30 seconds, and then you've got 30 seconds to do as much crack as possible. And I will catch you in the future. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'm Zach. Don't you do crack. Hit like, subscribe, comment, all that other crap YouTubers say, and I will catch you in the future.